Welcome to the Good Good podcast. I'm your host, Dee Talley, mama, licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, and embodiment coach. Here we dive deep into the realms of energy, consciousness, awareness, empowerment, and personal transformation to help you create a more vibrant and juicy life. Hey everybody, and thanks so much for joining me. I am Dee Talley, and this is the Good Good podcast. On today's episode, we are going to be going into the name, all about behind the scenes of how I decided to start doing this podcast. I want to go into breaking down the logo and going into what the hell is Good Good. So thank you so much for being here. I am so fucking happy that you're here. And I've literally been looking forward to this all day. So here we are. So the reason why I started this podcast is because I like to talk. And I know that I use social media and I feel like I'm too wordy for Instagram. And I usually talk so much like TikTok that I have to edit it way down. And I was just looking for a platform where I could just riff and just talk at an extended period of time. And I also really like and value educational things. And I know how much value that all of the education that I've done and just life experience can bring to people. So I decided to start this podcast. And I have to tell you, I went through a period of time where there was a lot of self-doubt. And I was concerned because I didn't know if what I have to say will resonate. And I went through all of the fear-based things and kind of worked through a lot of different things. And I was like, you know what? I have to purchase a nice microphone for some of these other online offerings that I've been working towards for a really long time. And I said, okay, I'm just going to spring for, I've been saving for it. I'm going to get this equipment. And I got the equipment. I got the boom arm and the headphones and all the fancy shit. And I set it all up. And it was like a comedy of errors because I kept needing different pieces. It's like I've never done this before. I'm a beginner. So I get all my shit and I turn the microphone on and I turn on monitoring, which is basically a feature where it allows you to hear yourself speak. And I started talking into the mic and I was like, wow, I like the sound of my voice. I liked something about hearing the sound of my voice helps me clear a blockage in my throat chakra and allows me to speak and have my voice heard. And as a person who has undergone some trauma with a capital T in the form of sexual assault, rape, and choking, and things that have to do with this area of my body, my throat, I could not believe how much talking into a microphone helped me feel like those blockages started to move. And so that is kind of backstory, but really it was, I actually didn't set out and I didn't anticipate starting a podcast. I just thought that I was going to just grow a little bit in my online business and try to help people in a different way because I know that as an acupuncturist doing one-on-one patient care, my ability to help people is limited. And so I wanted to create something that could permeate or that people could use as kind of supplemental help for them. And so that is the reason behind why it was born. And I when I got all my equipment and I started talking into my mic, I would literally be creating my online course and I would be speaking it into the microphone and hearing it back. Something about that process actually really amplified the ability for me to create that. And I ran downstairs to my husband and I was like, oh my God, I've made this big discovery and I feel like this is really important. He's like, are you going to start a podcast? And I was like, it seems like I am. It's going in that direction. And then the first time that I sat down to record, I was scared. And I'm like, you know what? We are all about inspired action around here. Push play. Let's go. Fuck yeah. So that is That is the behind the scenes, and that is why I'm here. So let's first break down the logo. And if you don't have that in front of you, basically I'll just describe it for you. So it's the two words good on top of each other. And in some of the letters are different symbols. Okay, in the first O and the first good is a vulva. Need I say more? No. It is a vulva because I am just continually fascinated by women's bodies and like the shit that we do with our bodies, like literally growing life. Like it's a Tuesday and you're growing an eyeball. Like what? Our bodies grow babies. We double our blood volume. We puke up our guts in that first trimester. We feel like absolute balls and we create these lives and then we birth those babies and we keep it moving. Like that shit is crazy. So that is the first symbol. The second symbol is a little spiral. And to me, that indicates energy, energetics. Like, energy is everything. You've got resonance and dissonance and law of attraction. And you have all these energetic frequencies. Baby, energy is everything. And it impacts all that we do. And that's part of what this podcast is about. And the next symbol is a smiley face because the symbol for a smile is like just our natural reaction to love and goodness and pleasure and just the thing that happens when we feel really good. And then the last symbol is a lightning bolt. And anyone who knows me knows that I love lightning bolts. And to me, the lightning bolt represents power. And it represents cutting right to the point. Like the energy behind the lightning bolt, it's like a really quick kind of jab. Like it's like a judo chop. And I created this logo and I did it all by myself because I was looking at this word and there needs to be symbols in here to just make it make sense. And we're going to get into the what is good and why did you call it that? Because I was asking my husband, hey, what do you think about this? And he was like, wasn't the good like some like commercial like Snoop Dogg recorded like this is the good? And I was like, oh shit, you're right, I think that's true. I was like, do you think should I pick something different? And he's like, you really like this, like, you should go with that. What is good? And honestly, at the end of this, I am going to ask you questions so you can figure out or get a step closer to what your good is. So when I was writing the description for this, the first thing that came up for me was thinking, the good is the shit you can't buy on Amazon. It's like the sense felt shit, the shit that nobody can take away from you. It's not material based. It is not material based. This is like tapping into your senses. This is being embodied. And so I wrote down what my good is. And so I think everybody should know what their good is because these are the things that light you the fuck up. And you should know what your good is because this is how you live an inspired, juicy, tantalizing life. Like this is the juice, right? So for me, it's the feeling of watching your child take those first few steps. It's tasting the glorious piece of chocolate cake. It's being high on your own supply. So a lot of people get like that through acupuncture. Like they feel high and it's just their own endogenous opiate release. It's smelling salty ocean air or watching the leaves change in the fall. It's a slow Saturday morning. It's that first sip of freshly brewed coffee. It's where flow and ease and pleasure and contentment and joy, it's where all of those things live. It's embodiment. It's being in your body. It's not spending shitloads of time just like going nuts in your head and overthinking everything and being ahead in the past or behind in the future. Or, I mean, I said that backwards, but you understand what I'm saying. It's like, how do we be here now and how do we feel joy now? And what are the things that bring us that? So I wrote down this little, I was preparing to record this podcast and I want to say a little bit about why me. So why is it me who created the good? And why am I asking you to create your good? And so the answer to that is because I was told by my mother that I was born positive. Even from a very, very young age, she said, you would light up a room. And I didn't know what she meant. And I also wasn't very skilled at maybe receiving that as a compliment, because I was like, I don't know what the hell she means by that. But then as I got older and older, I understood what she was saying. Everywhere I go, I can see positive. I forever think that things are going right. And I can come up with a positive aspect in any shitty situation. If you were to hand me a dumpster fire, I would be like, wow, this is going to keep me warm on a cold day. Thank you. Really, truly think that even in the worst days, you learn something. And it's growing opportunities. It's forever seeing potential in everybody in all ways. And that's also kind of got me in trouble throughout the years. I forever can see potential in people when they don't necessarily see that potential. And so that can create some dissonance in the practice situation where patients come in and I'm like, do these things, you've got it, do. And they're like, I can't. And it's forever kind of being the person of like catalyzing or trying to get others to see how fucking bright their light is. And that is part of this. So, like I said, the good, the shit that you cannot buy online. It's like the beauty and wonder of life. Like, I know how corny it sounds. And it's also corny because patients in practice call me Positive Polly. It's like a big joke. What does Positive Polly have to say about this? Well, I can truly, truly find something good happening no matter what, even if the shittiest things are happening. And it gets to be that simple. That's the thing. It gets to be that simple. And if you're a person that's like complicating, overthinking, you must first remember that your body will never not be in the present moment. I'm going to say it one more time. Your body will never not be in the present moment. Never not. I love that shit. But what am I saying? Your body's in the present moment. So you can use your body and your senses to be here now. So that is what I mean by the good. It's like tapping into your senses. And then a step further, tapping into your senses and then knowing or exploring where are the places in which you feel really fucking good. Because those are the little glimmers that are going to get you to your dream life. Like, that is going to enlighten you. What do you like? What are your dislikes? Energy is currency, right? So if you are going every morning to a job that you hate and you think that job is paying you, please stop to remember you actually are paying them. There is a cost. Yes, you are getting money. You are paying them in your precious, precious energy currency. The mission behind this podcast is to empower you with tools that help you elevate your life. Greater energetic awareness, finding pleasure, energetic protection practices, learning how to value yourself, learning how to not accept bad behavior from others, learning your likes and dislikes. All of these things will lead you to a life that makes you feel lit the fuck up. The end, period. Like, that is the juice. Okay, here are some questions that you should ask yourself if you are like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Okay. Question number 1. What makes you feel like you can't wipe the smile off your face? I'll go first. It's me talking into this microphone. No. What lights you the fuck up? What makes you feel like you're on fire, you're simmering, you have joy? Question number 2. What activities make you lose track of time and space, where you feel completely absorbed in whatever you're doing and you lose track of time? Now, I'm not talking about it from a trauma perspective where it's like, okay, where do I feel, not where I lose track of time because I'm doom scrolling on social media and I'm now disassociated from my body. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you are in something that feels so good, that you're so excited about, that you look up and you're like, shit, it's been 2 hours. What the fuck happened? Like, that was amazing. Creative flow. I guess that's another way of putting it. It's like, where do you feel the most embodied creative flow? Question number 3, what place makes you feel the most ease and joy? So you feel me? We're doing like person, place, thing. These are all just questions for you to ask yourself to try to see like where do I feel the best? What lights me up? And then how do we get closer to that? How do we give ourselves that? Okay. Next, what relationships make you feel the most nourished or are the most impactful or are the most helpful? I feel like I'll answer that question. Even though I'm asking you, I will answer some of these questions too. I feel like you can't discount your girlfriend relationships for me. Cause like, yes, I have a husband. I actually really like my husband. We can talk forever. We catch up every day. Like, he is amazing. I love being with him. But I love my girlfriends. There is nothing like, especially my mom girlfriends, right? These women fucking relate to you. Like, you can say the most like off kilter shit to them and they're like, yes. Like, okay, in your final trimester of your pregnancy, did you feel like your vagina was spatchcocked? Yes, I did. Could I say that to my husband? No, I could not. He would be like, oh, I'm sorry, what? Isn't spatchcock the thing where you like break the chicken's body to spread it out on a sheet pan? And to that I say, yes, it is. But he doesn't know. One, he doesn't know the experience of that. He doesn't know the feeling of that when that baby is so low in your pelvis that you literally feel like you're flat on a sheet tray, like your vagina is flat on a sheet tray. Like, he doesn't understand that. He also doesn't understand what it's like to be mom. And I feel like those relationships with girlfriends is like some of the most amazing, impactful, nourishing relationships because they also feel me, right? They feel your struggle. They feel you. So by the way, my answer doesn't have to be your answer. So if you're like, I don't like my mom girlfriends, that's okay. You are trying to figure out what your good is, and I'm just telling you what mine is. Anywho. Okay, next. Where in nature makes you feel the most sense of wonder or awe? I feel like I have 2 answers for this. My first answer is at the ocean. It's like specific ocean. It's like at the Caribbean because I associate the Caribbean with like relaxation, deliciousness, and like food and just being in my body and not having to worry about the stresses of home and all the things that go along with, wife, mother, home, like all the extra stuff. And then the second answer is on the top of my favorite mountain, which actually, this is lame, is actually Poca Moonshine. Anybody in this area is like, wow, there's so many other good mountains to hike. No, I like Poca Moonshine because it is punishing when you are walking up the face. It is like walking up a ladder. It is like walking up stone steps for like ever. And you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to get there. I will never get there. And you tell yourself, oh God, keep going. 1 foot in front of the other foot in front of the other foot. And you just keep going until you come to the summit. And holy shit. And honestly, this is funny. Poca Moonshine, the pictures that I take at the top of Poca Moonshine is my background on my computer. So I'm literally looking at it right now. But it doesn't matter the season. It's beautiful up there. I don't care what anybody says. I feel like there's so many lessons in hiking. Anyway, more on that in another episode. Okay. Next, name one aspect of yourself, one quality that sparks pure joy. Pure joy. For me, I love to laugh. I'll just say it. I love to laugh. I love to laugh so much. That is like the number one thing, sense of humor about everything. Because life is too damn short to be scowling your way through. Truly. Sense of humor. So this podcast was created for us to have conversations about energetics, about self-work, momming, how to love yourself more, how to be in your body, how to overcome traumas, about how to put yourself first and protect yourself and care for yourself like you're caring for a friend. I told you about the logo. I told you about the messaging. I told you about what good is. We are now exploring how you can get closer to yourself in learning what your good is. And I hope that you go forth in your day and you can find at least one thing that you're thankful for, that you have gratitude for, one thing that makes you feel good. And I hope that you can be in your body today. That is my hope for you, because I feel like we're conditioned to be either super far ahead in the future, or we're replaying shit that already happened over and over and over. And it's like, you don't need to be awake at 2 a.m. going back through everything you said today in that meeting. You don't. We're walking forward with one foot in front of the other. And this is the place where I hope you feel good. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. I am so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to bring you more and more episodes. And the shit lights me up, so I hope you're feeling that energy, and I will catch you in the next episode.